So, Apoorva, what do we talk about?
So we are going to talk about my experience in Taiwan, my what is the culture, what is the culture, and from my perspective, obviously, and why did I end up in the field of languages? What is my experience in this field, and I guess what I'm planning to do with them in future.
Yeah, and we also talk about your love for Japanese and how you started teaching.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this is not the only episode that we're doing. Yeah, let's get started.
Okay.
Welcome to Chai with Ping. This is Ping Robert, and in this podcast, we will cover a range of different topics from culture, languages, and underrepresented stories. Join me with a cup of chai and listen to these stories.
Welcome back to Try with Pink. Today, this is a very exciting guest that I'm meeting. We met in Haryana, Delhi area when I was teaching in the university, and she was one of the brightest students. She's right now in Hyderabad. She graduated from law school, and I'm just so excited to hear from her and her stories. Hi, Apruva.
Hi, Ping. Hi, everyone. Hi. Um,
Hi, the world.
Hi, the world. Okay.
Yeah. So, tell me, when did you graduate from Jindo?
I graduated in 2018.
2018. So it's almost been 2 years, and we haven't met each other for some time after I left
Oh, I guess
India.
5 years.
Yeah. So what did you do in between?
Um, I graduated law school. I started studying Japanese and French, and 2 years later, I started working at Amazon.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to a little bit about your background. So,
Mhm.
what would you want us to know about you?
Nothing much. I'm like from a normal Indian family, I guess. And I started studying law because I didn't want to go into what everyone was doing, that was engineering and medicine. So that is like something everyone does in India, like most of the population. So I was not interested in medicine or engineering. And I discovered I had an aptitude for analytical and logical reasoning. My father actually gave me the suggestion, why don't you try law? Because you seem to like arguing so much. I realized later that it's
He said
actually,
that.
yeah, he said that because I have this thing, I always question, what is
Uh,
this? Why is it like this? So it's actually a misconception that such people make good lawyers. But at
yeah.
that time, I was like, why not?
Yeah.
And I loved what I was studying. I was because I love analytical and logical reasoning, and that's
Hmm.
what you study for when you are preparing
Hmm.
for CLAT.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, from that time, I somehow got into Jindal. I started studying in Jindal, and to say the truth, the subjects are amazing. The kind of
Yeah.
subjects Jindal exposes you to, no other law school in India does, in my opinion.
Oh wow,
Uh,
we're the best ambassador for Jinda.
I don't know about the best, but I'm pretty sure you will not find a subject related to Harry Potter in any other university in India. We actually
Okay.
had an elective for Harry Potter, something regarding Harry Potter law or something. I'm like,
Okay.
oh my God. And of course, Chinese. I mean, I don't think any university I haven't heard so far, especially during that time, having a Chinese embassy associated language center in the university. And when I first heard about it, I had no idea that I would be studying a new language. And when I met you first, Laush. So active and so lively, and yeah, you and another Laoshi, and I was like, I need to study this language. It's something different. It's
Yeah.
something that not everyone is able to do. A lot of
Mm,
people are able to study law, but not everyone is able to succeed in languages.
that's
So
right.
I
That's
was
right.
like, why not? And to tell the truth, your language center became sort of a heaven for me after
Aww.
my drudgery with law classes.
Yeah.
I mean, as awesome as they are mentally exhausting.
Yeah.
And language, when you were teaching languages, it was sort of like, I'm getting back my, what do you say, chi.
Oh
I'm rejuvenating
yeah.
my chi.
Yeah.
So
You went
it
back to
was
your interest and hobby.
yeah, so it just how to say this, that mental exhaustion was gone from the classes, kind of reduced. And I still remember, I'm really sorry that I forgot the teacher who first started teaching us. Was not you, it was another teacher.
Is it 佩晨老师?
I'm not sure. Is it Zhou? Something with Z.
Zoe?
I think so. I'm not
Zoe 老
sure.
师. Yeah.
Yeah.
婉玉老师. Yeah. Hi, 婉玉
Vanyu
老
Lash.
师. Yeah. She's back in
And
Taiwan. Yeah.
oh, okay. I still
Yeah.
remember this phrase. 我的小稿在哪里? It was just like she repeated it so many times that I still remember that phrase. Where is
Yeah,
my little
definitely.
dog? Yeah, Wanyu Zhou 老师.
That's right. So just for a little background for the listeners, Apoorva and I we met in OP Jindal University. So if you're Indians, you probably have heard the Jindal Steel. It's a huge steel company, and Jindal University is one of their I guess the educational side of it. And Jindal also has the first Taiwan education center in India. So that's how I got to teach Mandarin and also share the culture of Taiwan and China and to the Indian population. And that's how we met, right? Yeah,
Not
cool.
just that, we celebrated so many Chinese festival.
Yeah.
The I mean the paper kite. I don't know what's that called. The
Oh,
paper kite.
the lantern, the sky
The
lantern.
Lantern Festival,
Yeah.
yeah. So we still did that after you left so many
Yes,
times.
I think
Yeah.
that's a tradition. And also, actually, September is coming, so I'm pretty sure. But huh,
No, it's coronavirus
yeah,
time.
the pandemic started. I don't really know if anyone is still on campus.
Yeah, I don't know if the classes are going on right now or if they are, from home online classes. Uh, yeah.
Yeah, I should probably get in touch with the teachers over there. Yeah, I don't know any students on that campus anymore because all of you guys graduated.
Yeah.
You were one of my newest batch, and then you went along. So you were also one of my oldest students that you.
Mhm.
So I was there for 3 years, and then I think we worked together for 3 years, and that was just so much fun. Yeah, I
And
totally
then
enjoyed that time.
after your 3 years, I actually, because of your recommendation, I worked as a language assistant as well over there.
Hmm.
Yeah, so many apologies to the teacher because fourth year was so hectic.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was really fun. When I could make it, I made sure I went and I assisted her. But
yeah,
yeah, sometimes I just had to disappoint her by not going because of all the assignments and all that we were
oh,
bombarded with during that time.
yeah.
She
And what
was
language
really
was that?
patient with me.
Oh,
Sorry?
was it Japanese?
No, Laoshi, Chinese only.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, so you were working at TEC,
Yeah, I mean, not exactly working.
but almost like a
I remember
TA.
I asked you how I want to keep up with the language because we are done with 3 years, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
nothing more after 3 years. So
yeah,
you suggested, why don't you try just helping the teacher over there when she's
yeah,
teaching? That way you will remember some sort of a revision will go on when you are
yeah,
helping. So
yeah.
that's what I did. But
Oh,
yeah,
did you work with 凯云老师?
yeah.
Ah, okay. Hi, 凯云老师 out there. I'll make sure to tag her on this episode. Oh, wow. Okay. And then I remember during your 3 years learning with me that you went to Taiwan for an internship. Could you talk about that?
Yeah. So I went to Taiwan during my first year. So I don't know. I think I was just. I hope I don't know if everybody heard of this institution called ISEC. So ISEC, I was browsing through ISEC and I came across this opportunity to teach in Taipei. So yeah, because I really didn't want to, financially burden my parents anything, but I still wanted to go to a lot of countries. So ISEC is wonderful for people who are interested in exploring, or like who are interested in interning in other countries for a short period of time. So ISEC provided me with this opportunity, if I'm not wrong, through the National Taiwan University. This is something that was organized. I'm really not sure about this. So yeah, there is this school, if I'm not wrong, in Wulai. It's an area in Taipei, and there was this opportunity to teach English and share something about your culture. So yeah, I was like, okay, let's try it out. And by the time I already started studying Chinese, so Mandarin Chinese, and I was like, why not give it a try? And I really don't know how I did it because my mom is still shocked. She's like, you from a conservative family just went off all alone to Taipei without any family members, nobody over there. Just you and your backpack happily went off to Taipei. She's still in a shock over it. She's
Okay.
still shocked. She's like, how did you do it? I still don't understand how you did it.
Well, I guess it runs in the blood. You're adventurous.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Are
because
they happy about that? Or
oh
they're
yeah,
like, no.
no. She's just kind of in a, how to say, happy for me, but at the
Yeah.
same time astonished that I completed that
Actually,
journey, sort of
yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
because I, in a way, come from a conservative background.
Mm-hmm.
None of the people from my family have, you know, they have gone to the countries as, vacation sort of thing,
Yeah.
but not like this,
To
like an
live there.
internship, nothing like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Vacations are, everything is covered, you have a
Yeah.
tour guide, everything. This was completely different.
Yeah.
This was you going to a place, living in a completely different place
Yeah.
without any tour guide, no hotel, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a different experience, if you ask me. It's not like vacation, and in a way you see the culture better this way because you are living with the natives.
Yeah.
In a way, I was not living with the natives, but I was sort of surrounded by everything native. So it's kind of different from a vacation, you come face to face with so many things that are so different. From it was a little bit of a culture shock for me as well, not so much that I couldn't
Which are the
adjust.
parts? Which are the parts that are were culture shock for you?
uh I mean, I can't remember it very well right
Yeah.
now, but
Are you a vegetarian?
no, I'm a
No. Okay. So the
non-vegetarian.
food, what was the food a shock to you?
The food was amazing. I know a lot of
Oh.
people don't say this. I know a
Yeah.
lot of people don't say this,
Yeah.
but the food was not the culture shock.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I should say this or no, but as you can see, Indians don't generally wear swimsuits and sit in a hot spring all around. Like if there is a hot
Oh.
spring,
Okay.
you won't see us wearing bikinis and sitting out in the open.
Got it. Oh yeah, Ulai is pretty
Yeah.
famous for hot
For hot
springs.
springs, yeah.
Yeah. So for
So
you, yeah.
imagine my shock. I heard, as of course I had to go to a hot spring, right? I'm in Ulai, come on. So I go to this area, and that during that time there was a friend there. He was another ISEC intern who was there with me during that time, and he stripped down to his swim trunks or whatever,
Yeah.
like in
Yeah.
a minute. I
Yeah.
just turned around like this, I turned back, and oh voila, he's in his swim trunks. I'm like, what the hell? What happened right now? And people all around me are in their swimsuits and in all that, and that time I was like in a culture shock.
Oh, so you were not prepared to change
No,
into swimsuits.
I no.
Then so you were
Yeah,
just gonna go in with your t-shirts and shorts.
I just dipped my calves.
Ah,
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. But now I'm completely over that culture shock. I'm like,
okay.
wanna go, bro? Let's go. Yeah, yeah,
Wait, so
yeah.
like even during the stay in Taiwan that you didn't really go into the hot spring, did you?
No, that's my like
Oh.
ever living regret. I plan to go back sometime soon.
Totally. Yes,
Yeah.
totally. We should go back together because I haven't
Mhm.
been in the hot spring for a long time.
Ah,
What?
yeah.
What? Okay. Oh wait, so like they didn't tell you to bring swimsuits either.
No, I don't think they felt the need to. I mean,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure people, I think I was kind of like the first Indian intern who went there.
Got
And
it.
I don't think the previous interns, they must have done a pretty good research and everything before they went.
Yeah.
But
Got
because
it.
this was like my first internship abroad of this sort,
Yeah.
I literally had no idea what it would entail for me, kind of
Got
thing.
it.
But yeah, that's kind of like my regret and like the only cultural shock I had when I was in Taiwan.
Got
But
it.
other than that, oh my God, the kids are so cute. The kids are so cute.
I know.
Yeah.
Did they point at you and say you're a foreigner?
Oh no. To the contrary, they were like pretty, they like Indian features, the eyes and all, and they were always like kind of like you pretty and all. But at the same time, I think there is this how to say the way Indian people are is kind of different from foreign people. Like at the same, how do I say this? I don't wish to hurt anybody's sentiments, but what Indians say girls are healthy is actually considered kind of like fat in Taiwan.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. The
That,
conception about weight.
yeah, the conception of
Yeah.
weight is kind of different from India and Taiwan. And
Got it.
that tiny judgment was what I could see.
Tell me what actually happened. Why would you come to a conclusion that like the weight standard is different?
It's
Did
not
someone say
about
something?
weight. Yeah, as in they didn't say something about you being fat and all that, but I had this person who just gave me black coffee and he said, "Hey, it's good for weight reduction." I'm like, "Okay."
Wow. Okay. They
Not
probably
subtle
mean
at all.
well, but they never thought that it could be
Oh
offensive.
yeah, he meant well. He didn't mean it in a, malicious sort of way.
Yeah.
But I just took it in a good spirit though. I mean, I'm like, I really don't it's
You don't
fine.
take it as an offense.
Yeah, I mean, you
Uh,
take it as an offense when he means it in a very
yeah.
bad way,
Yeah.
somewhere where he wants to hurt you, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the person who said that is not the kind of person I thought was a bad person. He
Yeah.
actually
Yeah. Yeah.
helped me a lot when I was in Taiwan. So I
Mm,
could see that this was not this was not something he said to hurt me or anything, but just normally, just like something he observed. And I could understand his perspective from some, I could understand because of the people I've been seeing around over there. But at the same time, it didn't feel good.
I can feel you. Yeah. Right
Yeah.
now, thinking back to my own culture. I never thought that way. Thank you for bringing that up because I guess in Taiwan, where I was brought up, that's true. A lot of times we talk about health. We talk,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's always related to your shape and your weight, your fat percentage and all that. So yes, I guess people mean it in a very good way. It's like, oh, drink this tea. This will help you to reduce water retention, or they reduce the fat in your body. But like, wow, yeah. And then so it was not like that when you grew up in
Mm-hmm.
your home.
Yeah, I
Mm,
mean, at least they in home it's different, but in a
yeah,
foreign country it's kind of different. In
yeah.
home, yeah, that you face as a female in the society, you always get judgments.
Mm-hmm.
It's not anything new. After a point of time, like if it's hurting your eyes, just look away. I don't care. I'm
Oh
happy the
wow.
way I am.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, see, you just stay the way you are, you know.
Yeah.
You want to grow thin, go grow thin. If you are fine the way you are, just
Yeah.
stay the way you are. I think
Mm.
mental health is more important than physical health at the end of the day. At
Yeah, yeah,
least
yeah.
to a point, you know. I'm not saying become obese or anything, but you know, I'm at a healthy, like my BMI and everything is healthy. It's not maybe supermodel thin. I'm not supermodel thin, but I'm healthy. So obviously I'll value my mental health more than my physical health after that. So yeah, in coronavirus time also, I literally am, you know, eating a lot of junk food as a way to cope up with a lot of things. But yeah, I sort of became a health freak also. Maybe that one comment stayed in my mind for a very long time. So after that, I sort of became a health freak. And that's why I'm telling you now, even if somebody says that, I will not get a cultural shock, you know, or, you know, feel hurt or anything. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, yeah, cool, cool. Thank you for sharing that. Let's talk about food since you love it so much. I met a lot of Indians who didn't like Taiwanese food, including my own husband, Louis. Like some of
Ah.
the food item is just not really tasty for him. What did you like the best?
Unfortunately, I don't remember the names of all of them, but I can describe them to you. Uh, so one thing was this kind of sausage on the stick, and they were like
Oh yeah,
getting
sausage
sold
on a
out
stick.
in Hulai. It's simple. I know it's
Yeah,
simple. The one
yeah.
thing I like about Taiwanese food is they're not many spices.
Mhm.
You don't use spices. You use natural food flavoring for, you know, to
Mm,
make dishes and all. And
mm,
that's completely that's different. But at the same time, I didn't hate it. I loved it.
yeah,
The
yeah.
only thing I didn't like was squid.
What
I
is squid?
somehow
Oh,
squid,
squid. Oh, you don't like it? Why
squid.
not?
Yeah, I hated it. I mean, it's just the taste, you know, you just don't like the taste. And somehow, because of you obviously, the language barrier between us, they failed to mention there was a squid, like the dish was about a squid, like it was made from squid. And I put it into my mouth, and the next minute, it kind of came out because I was like, what the hell did I eat? Oh God. Yeah, the squid was the one bad experience that
Yeah.
with food, with respect to food, that I did not like.
How did it taste like for you? For me, it's just like it doesn't taste that much. Or is it like too much seafood smell?
Seafood, you know, the seafood sort of, how to say this, the taste and the odor that squid carries. I don't know how to say it in words, but
Like a fishy smell or taste.
yeah.
Okay. So you didn't like it.
No.
Mm.
And
And
other than
how was
that,
it cooked in? Was it like a stir fry or like? Cause
I think
like,
it was in a curry form because if it was stir fried, I could have figured it out that it was
okay.
squid.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was
And
in,
it
I
was
think,
in a
some sort of a
curry form.
curry.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Oh,
Interesting.
yeah. And the one more cultural shock that I got over there was that kids were the one who were cleaning the school, and they were the ones who were cleaning the school, cooking the food. And you
Mm,
must have noticed, like from our university only, that students don't do this sort of things. And it is like the
mm,
same situation in schools as well. We have separate help for people who cook and clean and everything. But it was kind of amazing, actually. I promote that sort of learning, if you ask me. The students, I think, they were assigned to clean not only the toilets, the school, and one class was assigned to cook, and it was something different and something I was not used to. And
mm,
I'm like, oh, wow.
yeah.
And then I sort of realized it's kind of the same thing that even Japanese schools follow
Yeah.
in a lot of way. Even Japanese people has the students cook and clean and everything.
Hmm.
So that's another thing that I found that was not exactly a cultural shock, but it
Yeah.
was
A very
kind of a
different
shock.
thing.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
different.
So
Yeah.
how is it how does it look like for you? Like when you were growing up, who cleans the school and classrooms?
So how do I put this? So it's generally
Cleaners?
cleaners.
Okay, or janitors. Like so there are people designated for that job.
True.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. In Taiwan, before college, we have to take turns to clean our classrooms, our common areas on campus, and yeah. Okay. So like for you, it's pretty foreign. It's just like, wow, these people are very
Yeah,
self-sufficient.
yeah, true.
Yeah. And I guess serving the food as well. Yeah, it's also one of the culture that, we need to help ourselves and help other people in Taiwan, I guess in the school system. And so, yeah, every day from my school that I grew up with, it's like every day we would rotate people to serve the food into people's plate.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess a lot of Indian schools, you guys bring your own lunch, right?
True.
Yeah. So it's not like a everyone is the same, that kind of situation.
So I've been in school where you get your own lunch, and I've been in school where you are served in the
Okay.
canteen as well, like in the
Yeah.
boarding school, for
Yeah.
example.
Okay.
Boarding school, you have other people, for example.
Yeah.
It's kind of
It's
like
like
the
a
same,
jingle.
yeah, like general.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
Sodexo, it was same Sodexo in my school as well.
Yeah.
Sodexo was contracted for, serving food.
That's right. Yeah. So Dexo is also here on my campus here in Denver.
Uh, it's kind of the same.
The standard here is a lot higher. I do like the food over here. And for
Mhm.
Jindo, I'm not really picky that food, so it's like people always complain about it.
I
I guess I
think
don't
when
eat
they
it every
find
day.
like interesting insects in their food, they have a very good reason to complain.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't have the personal experience myself, but Facebook always used to have interesting posts with, "Oh, thanks you, Sodexo, for the non-vegetarian food you've given us today."
Oh,
Yeah, everybody was like, "Burn Sodexo," but
salty.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Wow.
guess mistakes happen
Yeah,
because I don't know. I don't want to get into all of it, but yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah,
can't help. You're feeding more than 2,000 students every
yeah,
day
yeah,
for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and snacks as well. Mistakes
yeah,
are bound to happen, and
yeah.
you can't be in control of everything.
And I guess
But
they're also on a budget.
they
So,
are on a budget.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a little um on the stereotypical ideas that Taiwanese had on you.
Um, I don't know what they thought exactly, but
What do they usually ask you? What kind of questions?
I really don't remember. But
But
I can tell you that as I told you, my internship was not only about me teaching English, but also about Indian culture as well, right? So, and by that time, I have been doing yoga for a pretty long time. So, India is also associated with yoga, right? So
always. Yep.
yeah, always. So I managed to, show them like a couple of poses and all, and it was. I don't know what they thought exactly. One thing, what I've already told you, and
Yeah.
yeah. I actually have a good one. I have a good one. So they realized I couldn't cook.
And
Yeah,
then,
yeah, I know that's kind of weird for a lot of people out there, but for them, I think cooking is sort of like I think they have home economic classes and all, but in India we do not have such things because we hire people for everything, for cleaning, cooking, and everything. So my experience with cooking, even at my place, is just until Maggie.
oh yeah. So
And
Maggi is a signature instant noodle, and it's kind of like a dried noodle. It's not, there's no soup in there. So you just cook it as if you're cooking. So you boil water and put it on it, soak it for a few minutes, or you can put it in a microwave and heat it up and drain the water and put some masala on it and then stir.
I mean, if you don't drain the water, it's kind of soupy, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah,
Everybody's taste.
Yeah. And then you can add an egg or veggies or, chilies or
Cheese, anything. You can
yeah.
add literally anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. So I was wondering, like, I felt there's a huge different social structure difference as well in Taiwan. Um, I feel a lot of people who hire those, chefs, cooks, cleaners, they are at least above middle upper class. But I guess in India, it's a lot cheaper to hire someone, even when you're a middle class person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So let's talk about languages. So when
Hmm.
you're growing up, what did you learn in language subjects?
So I guess this is something not a lot of countries have. The fact that all Indians at the end of the day are multilingual. Because
Yes.
yeah, it's a fact if
So
you
what do
look
you
at it.
speak?
I speak, if you're talking about my regional languages, I
Yeah.
speak Hindi, Telugu, and English. Like, English is not exactly regional, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm actually, to tell the truth, more comfortable with English than my own mother tongue.
Telugu.
Yeah.
And how does Hindi plays in that position? Are you comfortable speaking Hindi?
Yeah, I'm completely comfortable. Why? Because my dad kind of had a transferable job, you know. So
Okay.
I was supposed to like relocate every 2 years all over India.
Yeah.
So I stayed in a lot of northern states like
Got it.
Gujarat and Delhi and all.
Yeah.
So, and because I stayed when I was young, I could pick up the language faster. So Hindi kind of became, how to say, a language that I could speak fluently. Yeah. In Hyderabad also, like most people know Hindi because of we have a lot of Muslim population, right? So they speak Hindi, at least the language is kind of similar to Hindi, Urdu.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it kind of became, how to say, a regional language. It's where it's a mix of kind of Hindi, Telugu, and all. So if you are living in India, if you are born in India, you are multilingual, and that's a fact.
Yeah. And I guess English is kind of embedded in your education. Yeah.
I don't
When
know
did you
if it's
start learning English?
from kindergarten.
Oh, okay. I have a question. So I guess not everyone is as I also heard they're only like no, not multilingual, like a monolingual, so only one language. For example, you go to a Hindi medium school, then it's only Hindi. And then some people go to English medium school, so it's like Hindi and English or English with
Mhm.
another regional language. So I heard the English medium schools are more expensive. So would you say like some people if they cannot afford the education for kids, they will go for regional language schools and they don't speak English there.
So I can't say much about this subject,
Yeah.
mostly because in cities
Yeah.
you don't have many regional language schools.
Oh, okay.
So if there are regional language schools, they are limited to towns and
Yeah.
villages.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I myself have personally not stayed in a village for a very long time
Okay.
to understand. But yeah, I've heard of schools being regional,
Yeah.
where they're teaching in a language that is the mother tongue or the language in that area.
Mm-hmm.
But I think those schools are becoming few and far between because um, there's no, I guess, scope for those kind of schools. People
Yeah.
are looking for English. People are looking for English. It doesn't matter that it costs extra,
Yeah. Yeah.
because future in India, it's really necessary that you know English
Yeah.
in any job sector. It has
Mm,
become mandatory to know
yeah.
English.
Unless you're gonna stay probably on the basic job. So why I asked that question is that's also one of the motivation I started learning Hindi. A lot of foreigners went to Delhi, they don't need Hindi, right? But like
Mhm.
Sodexo people could not speak English. So when I ask them to fix something or I'm calling a driver or I need something from somewhere, I realized I couldn't speak English to them at all. So then that's how I realized that, oh, not everyone will speak English, and then probably I don't know where they're coming from. Maybe they're coming from a poor family background, so they didn't go to English schools. Yeah.
Yeah, that's completely possible. I mean, Haryana, that area
Hmm.
is kind of like that.
Okay.
Uh, how to say, very close to their culture, like
Okay.
very super protective
Hardcore.
of their culture. Yeah. Super protective of their culture and all. But at the same time, I have not met many people who are not, sufficient in at least two languages. Can be either Hindi and English or just Hindi and Telugu and their local language as well. Because Hindi is something like literally the whole country knows, like most of the people in the entire country know, not just North India, but South India as well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
But yeah,
got
I
it.
can't say the same that people know, like people in North know South Indian languages.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
But most of
definitely not.
not no. But most of the South Indians do know North Indian languages.
Yeah. Is Hyderabad considered South India?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, got it. So you're kind of in there that you know both sides of the
Hmm.
dynamic. Got it. How long did you learn Telugu for?
I only, so if you're talking about like in a class,
Hmm.
like learning alphabets and all, just a year.
Just a year.
Yeah.
And so it's like a home language or a regional language that you speak every day, but you didn't learn it.
No.
Oh, okay. Wow. Can you
So
read
that's
it?
why even, sorry, yeah, I can. It
Okay.
takes time,
Okay.
but that 1 year was actually sufficient, maybe because I am, um, the language, the Telugu language is everywhere around me. I'm surrounded by Telugu language. People speak
Okay.
Telugu, and all the notice boards, everything are in Telugu around me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
even that 1 year was sufficient for me to stay in touch with Telugu for my entire life. And also, obviously, it's my mother tongue, and
Yeah.
it's the only language I to speak with my family.
At home. Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, is it alphabetical?
Yeah.
Okay, so just but the script is different from Hindi.
Yeah. It's completely different from Hindi.
Okay,
It's
got it,
kind
got it.
of told to be a really difficult language
Yeah.
if you are going into literature and all. But if you want basic study, like you want
Yeah.
to read, yeah, 1 year was sufficient. I can't write very well.
Mm-hmm.
I can speak and read very well.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Is the script similar to other languages or it's its own?
So, what do you mean by other languages? It's not similar to Hindi.
Okay,
It's not at all similar to Tamil.
okay.
It's kind of similar to so I can't say
Mm-hmm.
other
Because you don't
languages.
know Kannada.
Yeah, it's
Mm,
yeah, Kannada. It's a little similar to Kannada,
yeah,
but it's very different from Hindi and Tamil. And I've not come across any other languages that much.
got it.
But I've Gujarati is kind of similar to Hindi. Like if you know Hindi,
Yeah,
you can figure
yeah,
out
yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Gujarati.
the alphabets are very
Yeah, you
similar.
can
Yeah, yeah,
figure
yeah.
out.
Got it, got it. Wow, this is exciting. I'm just like so excited about like Indian languages and its script and all. I've
Mm.
been learning Hindi and oh yeah, this year after the pandemic started, I started my Duolingo app to learn Hindi
Uh,
reading. So then I can read a lot better now because before I can only speak very poorly. Yeah. Okay. Then moving on, you learn more languages. What did you learn?
so I learned
Hmm.
Japanese, as I said, and then French, and I learned German for only like 3-4 months, but I'm planning to continue now
Yeah.
because I think at that point it just became like too many languages for me,
Yeah.
and I was losing grip because I was planning to write JLPT.
Okay.
And yeah, so I couldn't study for JLPT, and also I dropped German for some time.
JLPD is the proficiency test for
Japanese,
Japanese.
yeah, Japanese.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. which one do you want to talk about first? Today is all about languages.
Okay, so JLPT. I can talk about JLPT. There's nothing much to talk about it.
When did you start
It's
learning Japanese?
2018 September 22nd.
That's like 2 years ago. Like, so
Uh,
did you learn that in college?
no,
Because
it
you
it started
graduated.
like right after I graduated. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't
All
know if
right.
you remember. There was this girl called Ragini.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So she was, she
yeah.
already studied. So I just really don't like the fact that Japanese embassy has not put a center for studying Japanese in Hyderabad, but it has centers in Delhi, Chennai, and if I'm not wrong, Bombay.
Yeah,
So
the
she
major
studied
cities.
from, yeah. So
Yeah.
She studied Japanese from Chennai,
Yeah, yeah.
from that
Hi,
embassy
Ragini.
associated.
Let's do a shout out to her. I miss her. Yeah, I
uh,
taught her. I think she came after you.
oh, really?
Yeah. So, like, no, I mean, not came after you, but like I taught you first, and then
Okay,
she was
yeah.
like a freshman for master program or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay,
No,
cool.
I don't know you were there for this or no, because I think this was after you left actually.
Yeah.
We started an anime club in Jindal.
Yeah, that's something new. I didn't know
Yeah,
about
we were not
it.
there. We were not
Yeah.
there. So
That
we
is so
started an anime
cool.
club. We
Yeah.
did cosplay and everything.
Oh,
Yeah, you missed
what?
it.
That is so cool. Did you make your own costume?
No, I'm not that professional. No.
Like, so
We
you
bought
kind
the
of get
costume.
it. Okay.
Mm.
Wow, that is so cool. I'm so excited.
And I
Is it?
don't know if you remember the college fest. Remember the college fest that used to
Mhm.
happen where we
Yeah.
put stalls and
Yeah.
you can order food of a
Yeah.
lot of types. So we set up a Japanese stall where we were
Yeah.
selling okonomiyaki and the Japanese omelet and all that.
Yeah.
Teriyaki
Awesome.
chicken, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Is the club still going on?
I have no clue. So I was like only in touch with my juniors and they are
Yeah.
passed out as well.
Yeah. So your generation.
But
Oh.
yeah, I liked the exclusivity of my club. Like I liked the fact that there were not many people.
Yeah.
It was just maybe max 6 to 7 to 8 people.
Okay.
And all of us used to, we used to book a classroom
Yeah.
and we used to watch anime. And that's how, actually, to say this truth, I didn't even start my Japanese in 2018. I started way before that, like trying to speak the phrases we know in Japanese to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And because you pick up when you watch so much of anime every day, you
Yeah.
automatically pick up a lot of things,
Yeah.
even without studying the grammar or anything. So we started
Mm,
speaking in Japanese. The little
okay.
things that we know, we used to
Yeah.
speak.
That is so cool.
Yeah,
A
that
little
was cool.
niche. Yeah,
Yeah.
in Sonipat, Haryana, and then there is a group of fans who love anime and then did cosplay. That is so cool. And then so after you graduate, you started learning properly.
Mhm.
Yeah. So where did you go to learn that?
So uh, there are only like few good institutions in Hyderabad if you want to study languages. And I studied from this institution called Ramakrishna Mutt. It's kind of very well known. Its centers are there in Chicago as well. There is one. I mean, obviously, it started from India. It's like how to say. It's kind of like a charitable trust, and it was after. So Ramakrishna Mutt is the place where the institute, Vivekananda Institute of Languages, is there. It's called VIOL if you want to look it up, and they teach all foreign languages along with spoken English. Like you said, there are, I guess, people who study in regional school, schools with regional languages. So this school has spoken English classes as well for people who want to start speaking English because of job interviews, and literally every place needs that qualification of
Yeah.
English.
Yeah.
So this institute, I met a really wonderful professor, and I call him Pawan Sensei. Like I call you Ping Laoshi in Japanese.
Pavan Sensei.
Pawan Sensei, yeah.
The perfect cultural blend.
Perfect to say. And now I'm called a sensei myself.
Mm.
Anyways, so he's like a wonderful person who really helped me with Japanese. It's really difficult to find, like you said. If I search online, actually, this is something I can share with you. I tried searching online when I started. I realized I wanted to study Japanese, and there are obviously hundreds of options. If you look in Google, if you search in Google, there are hundreds of options. But which one do you know is genuine, and which one is a scam? Because there was this one person who said, "Pay me 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs. I will make sure you pass N1." And I'm telling you, that's a scam. That's a scam.
I hope you didn't pay.
No, I'm a law student. I'm a
Yeah.
law student. That really helped me a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You start questioning. I mean, it just helps you. It expanded my world
Yeah.
because Jindal doesn't just teach you law.
Mhm.
It kind of opens your mind to a lot of possibilities.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before I forget, there was this Center for Chinese Studies under Wenjuan Laoshi. Sorry, Wenjuan Laoshi. She was a professor. She was a professor. I was an assistant for the center as well, and I was a teacher's assistant for her subject.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, like my connection with this language, with the culture, it kind of went pretty deep, if you ask me, in Jindal.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Are they offering um Mandarin classes at Jindo, like under that center?
No, 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 not classes.
Not
This
classes.
is how
The
to say
course.
this. This is related to Chinese language, Chinese law studies. I forgot
Got
the
it.
exact word for the
More for
subject.
a research.
Yeah, this was
Got it.
research. This
Got
was
it.
subject oriented. This was all about law and maybe culture, a little bit of culture in China.
Yeah.
Subject was
Okay.
based on that. It was not about language.
Yeah. Got it. So you learned Japanese for 2 years and now you're a sensei yourself. How
Yeah.
did that happen?
So what happened? What happens in Ramakrishna Math is the same thing that happened when you were teaching Chinese. If I'm pretty sure you will relate to this, it starts out with 50 people. It starts out with 50 people. How many people are left in the end?
Three.
Three.
And then
Yeah, that
and then shout out to Shubham. Shubham didn't even show up, so just you and Pranjal. I don't really
Pranjal,
know.
Pranjal
Yeah,
Jain,
Pranjal. I don't know
Pranjal
how to
Jain.
speak his name, but because I always call him in Mandarin. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
That's true. I think it was
我是
more than.
Beifong, right?
对，你是北凤。
Beifong. Yeah.
Yeah. And then wow, that's right. Actually, it was more than 50 people. I think it was 75 or almost 100. And then we divided into like two sections, and then people kind of start, going away because it's
Mhm.
like as we go more serious, then only the serious people will stay.
That's
Yeah. And
exactly the same thing that happened
for your
when,
Japanese class.
yeah, because in Ramakrishna Math also it's kind of like first come, first serve. Whoever pays, and the fees is not much. It's, as I said, it's a charitable institution. Their purpose is to spread, to make people capable. That's all. They're not doing it for the money. So I'm kind of honored that I am teaching at such an institute, which is focused more on trying to make people capable, and it's more about the studies rather than about earning money. There- if you ask me, such institutions are very less nowadays. As you have said, if you want to study a language, it costs you $10 a minute or something like that.
Well, not,
It's
yeah, well, it will be a lot more here.
yeah.
In Colorado, I reached out to a tutoring agency for learning one-on-one Hindi. They gave me a quote of $60 an hour.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
yeah, our minimum wage is about $13 to $15 an hour.
Mm,
Yeah, so very expensive. Okay. And tell me how did you so you finished some levels
yeah.
and how did you get the job to become a sensei? Like,
So as you realized, like you said, they're only left with 4 or 5 people.
yeah,
We started with 50 people,
yeah,
approximately 50 people.
yeah.
And we are left with what? 5 people,
Okay.
5 to 6 people. And in that 5 to 6 people also, Sensei could see, like he has a lot of experience, that there
Mm,
are people who are able to capture the language.
yeah,
It's and maybe because I was so much of an anime fan,
yeah.
it was actually easier for me to, I hardly studied for Japanese, to tell the truth. I could just remember all the alphabets, all the words.
Mm,
I never, like, I can tell you, I, I didn't study. I used to go for classes and I could just remember everything. Maybe that love to learn that language,
yeah.
I can tell you it was more than Chinese. It was much easier than
Yeah.
Chinese
Yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
me
because like you
because
kind of grew
Japanese.
up in that with the anime
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I could just learn the language really fast, at least the basics and all.
Okay.
So there were like just 2 or 3 people left, to tell the truth, who were in that stage to go further in the language.
Mm-hmm.
And some
Yeah.
people just stopped at that level where he taught.
Yeah. Awesome.
And after that, he just took a test on. He asked us, because he asked us, "Are you interested in teaching Japanese?" And I mean, he's known us for almost 1 year, 1.5 year, and he's one of those who, if you show him that you're genuinely interested in learning a language, he sticks with you to the end. Sort of like you, I guess. Yeah, sort of like you. He's one of those, and I'm really lucky to have people like you, him, who encourage me to. I'm pretty sure even if I ask you a doubt right now, you will help me.
Oh, I will.
Yeah,
And
he's
I'll
he's
find out
that
the
sort of
answer
a,
if I don't.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So he's that sort of a person, to tell the truth.
Okay.
Yeah. So he made us, demonstrate how you're going to teach and all.
Yeah.
And he was satisfied, and he's like, "Why don't you try?" And
Mm-hmm.
based on his recommendation only, I could get this job, or else obviously
Mm-hmm.
you need to have a certain, how to say, level of education and all.
Yeah.
But because of his trust in us, these people, felt confident to try me out for a session.
Yeah. Yeah.
And after that, as people say, it's a history.
Okay. And then you started. Did you get nervous when you first started teaching?
Yeah, because as a teacher, I'm pretty sure you will empathize. You always doubt yourself, because if you teach them something wrong, it's going to stay with them for the rest of their language, right? It
Okay,
is, it
I
is.
was
You
not that
teach.
stressed. I'm
Okay,
like, if
I
I teach
don't
it
know.
wrong, I'm gonna come back and fix it. That's it.
No, you can come back and fix it, but when you are a new teacher, it kind of hits your self-confidence as well, right? Because
Totally.
you're like, oh my God, I taught something wrong. Do I deserve to be a teacher? Do I deserve to teach these people? That is something
Yeah.
I constantly question myself during the first session. But I just realized the more I taught them, the more easier Japanese became for me. My basics became so strong, because you're teaching the same thing so many times. And yeah, now I am like, not like, I obviously get so many students, and because
Yeah.
Ramakrishna Math, it's not, you're not teaching kids exactly. I'm
Yeah.
teaching people who are younger than me, who are much
Yeah.
older than me.
Yeah.
I have to manage all these sorts of people,
Mhm.
especially these days in online classes, which is much more difficult if you ask me. uh, so you have to sort of keep them interested in the language also, not make it uh, very, how to say, banal sort of thing. I sort of figured out how to do that, like, telling them about some Japanese folk tales, and, showing them videos, because it's online. I can show them so many videos about Japanese culture, food, how, and Japan has so many things that they do, much, like, so different. Like, the things they do are so much different than what we do. like the technology, the I'm pretty sure you must have heard about the vending machines for all sorts of things that they have. India, we just got vending machine like 2 years ago for what drinks. They have vending machine for ramen, for phones, for all sorts of things. They are technologically advanced. It's a fact that we must accept. Yeah.
Got
So
it,
there's so
got it.
many, yeah, so there's so many interesting things. So my aim while I'm teaching is to get them interested in the culture, because that is something you taught me. You are interested in the culture, you want to learn the language.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
it is just about me teaching you A, B, C, D, learn A for apple, that's it. You'll be like, why? Why should I learn A for apple? But you are learning, maybe this, you're learning this language maybe because you want to see this anime Naruto without subtitles. Okay. Yeah, so it's like that, trying to get them interested and keeping that interest.
Yeah.
That's what I told you. That's how I realized I have some management skills.
Yes, you do. Yes, and I'm pretty sure I can see the passion in you in teaching, and I think that's what is most important. Other skills you can be learned, and everything can be
Mm.
found online, and you can always find teachers group to discuss teaching strategies and all that. Because of the time, so one last question for you. Um, what is your future plan? Do you plan to go to Japan or to keep on going on that language route?
I am planning to go in the language route, but I'm not sure where it's going to end, because I've just learned to take life as it comes. I just don't want to make 2 year plan or anything. I just want to decide at that point what are the opportunities that I have, and do I like, does that, do those opportunities make me happy? And if it does, I'll go ahead. If it doesn't, I'll just stay where I am.
Awesome. I'm so sorry because we are out of time, but I would
No,
love
I
to
know.
continue talking with you another time on other languages that you have learned and maybe just more of um the language aspect, like how you learned it, the strategy and all that. But like today, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you for, letting me do the show.
Thanks for listening to Chai with Ping. Let us hear your voices and stories. Please share this episode, like and follow us on Instagram at Chai with Ping. You can also email us at chaiwithping@gmail.com. Till next time.